What's up, good people? David Talp here, coming to you from nextlevelguitar.com, and I want to answer another question that I've gotten a lot of emails about here at Next Level Guitar. And the question is, what would be a good beginner electric guitar? You know, there's so many options to choose from, and you know, as well as different price points, and what's best. And basically, I want to show you a few different things and give you a few suggestions. When buying instruments, like I always say with everything, you know, you get what you pay for. You know, and generally, the more expensive guitars have the better woods. They're they're going to be made better. The electronics are going to be made a little bit better. Generally, the three biggest things I think when buying a guitar are playability. How does it feel? What is it? How does the neck feel? How does it feel cradled in your arms? Is the neck thin? Is it thick? Is it a 50s neck, 60s neck? If it's a Gibson, is it a wide, fat C or U neck, or is it a thin V neck? How does it feel? How does it play? Two, what does it sound like? What's the tone? Tone is so important for me, you know. I mean, I don't really care as much if it's black or blue or green or whatever. I like Sunburst is nice, but what's the tone? How do all the different pickups sound? And three would be craftsmanship. How is it made? How well is it made? Okay, so remember those three things: playability, tone, and craftsmanship. Okay, I personally think, as far as beginner guitars, I like the if you're talking about, if you have a budget in mind of under $500, maybe, or maybe your budget is $200 to $250, I think the best bet would be a Fender Mexican-made guitar. Fender Stratocaster, made in Mexico. I have a Mexican-made one here, and I have an American-made one here. I'm going to show you the differences. I think for the money, that's a really good deal. Now, I get a lot of questions about, hey, how about the Fender Squier guitar or some of these other starter pack guitars? I think some of them are okay. However, some of the ones that I've seen, some of my students have like some Fender Squiers, and the electronics really aren't that good. They don't stay in tune all that well, and sometimes too, some of them are made out of plywood. They're not a solid body guitar. You want a solid body guitar that's going to give you the best tone. One piece of wood, if possible, not series of wood that's engineered or that's glued together. You want one piece, solid body. So a lot of the starter guitars, and even some of the ones I've seen from Epiphone, they just don't stay in tune that well. And that's like the fourth thing that is a must with a beginner guitar, is it has to stay in tune. If not, you're going to be totally frustrated. Playability, tone, craftsmanship, ability to stay in tune. Because remember, there's a lot of tension pulling on that neck from those strings being tightened, right? And the neck is constantly fighting from doing this. That's why you have a metal rod in the neck, a truss rod that you can adjust. And the cheaper instruments, you know, the woods aren't as strong, or the joint's not well as made. I've seen them crack. So again, you get what you pay for. I think the Mexican-made Stratocaster is a great deal. Okay, I like them. Here's the guitar made in Mexico. If you're a Fender fan, if you like the way Fender feels, you know, which feels different than a Gibson, you know, what you might want to do if you have a little bit of playing experience is go to a big guitar store like Guitar Center and play lots of guitars and see what feels best in your hand. Even if you can only play a couple chords, you'll be like, oh, that neck is too thick. Oh, no, this is too thin. Oh, my hands are small, I need this. Or my hands are big, I can use this. So get a handle on what you like. Go there without buying something, but just to feel them and to play them, and maybe fool around with the pickup configurations and hear the different sounds. Okay, you know, you have a Mexican-made Fender if it has an MN or MZ as the prefix before the serial number. Okay, I think they are. There is a bit of variance with them. Some of them sound awesome. Some of them sound okay. Personally, I like the ones made in the late 90s, the mid to late 90s, because they put different pickups in them. Much, much hotter. A lot of people buy the Mexican-made guitars today, and the first thing they do is they swap out the pickups because the pickups are a little weaker, which is an option. But as far as the guitar, they're made pretty well. The electronics, maybe not as well as the American-made ones, but you're paying a lot less. Okay, and still, it's a good guitar, and you could learn on it, and it's a big bump up from like the Squier. I think it's, if you're talking Fender, well worth it. Now, you could still get these used on Craigslist or eBay, you know, $250, $275, $300. 2 1/4. If you're savvy, you can even get the case thrown in, which is a great deal. Great deal. New, they might be, you know, 350, 400. Sunburst is always extra because it's multiple levels of paint, multiple layers of paint as opposed to just one color. I like the Fender Mexican made. Look on eBay, you could get one used. Better yet, Craigslist, this way you can go and check it out and play it. I like the late 90s. This is a 98, so it has the hotter pickups in it. This guitar screams. This is a great sounding guitar. I use this live a lot. If you notice, the bridge is a little bit different than the American made guitars. Okay, the bridge, they don't use it with the posts. They use the individual screws. Okay, and so this is the Fender Mexican made. Here's the Fender. This is an example. I have a few of them. The Fender American made. See how the bridge is different? A little bit more high quality. It's made with the post. And this has a tremolo. The other one has tremolo too, but the bridge is different. This is what's called the HSS Stratocaster, meaning H has a humbucker and then single coil. Okay, so this is an American made Stratocaster. Is it made better? Sure. You know, feels a little bit nicer. The woods are probably a little bit better. Electronics a little bit higher quality, you know. But overall, I think the Mexican guitar is a great value. This guitar, brand new, you'd be looking $900, $1,000. You know, so you're talking, the Mexican made one is less than half the price new. Used, you could pick up Fender Strats on eBay. $500, $600. You can get an American-made Strat in really good shape for $550. You're getting a really good deal. Make sure it's all original. You don't want someone that's been monkeying around with it, unless you're sure that the work they've done is competent. You know, guitars are always worth more for the most part if it's in their original condition, because you got to think, you know, someday you might want to trade it in or sell it to upgrade again. So you have your American-made Fender Stratocaster, and you have your Mexican-made Fender Stratocaster. I think for the money, for a beginner guitar, I'd say bump up from the starter pack. If you can, get the Mexican-made Fender Stratocaster. I have no endorsement deals or no ties to Fender. I just like them. They work for me, and I teach privately hundreds and hundreds of students, as well as now hundreds and hundreds on the internet through our site. And I played, because I get to play all their guitars, and I've noticed big difference from your starter pack to your Mexican-made Fender. If you like Les Pauls and you like that feel, guitars generally are divided into, you know, for the most part, the Gibson camp and the Fender camp. Check out the Epiphone Les Paul copy, but not the bottom of the line one, like the second one up. The bottom of the line one, I've had problems, and students have problems with those staying in tune, frets coming out, things of this nature. So that you're going to be going up to around $500 for that one. Good sounding guitar though, really nice if you like that feel. So go play tons of guitars, see what feels best in your hands, what sounds best to your ears, and make an informed decision. If you have questions, certainly email us. Go to our website, nextlevelguitar.com. We have hundreds and hundreds of lessons on guitars and gear and how to play them. You know, you might want to learn that, right? Whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced player. And we have written lessons and jam tracks and all kinds of stuff. So enjoy that, nextlevelguitar.com. Hit the orange subscribe button if you're watching this on YouTube. Subscribe to our videos. And you can even sign up for our newsletter at nextlevelguitar.com. This way you'll be informed of all the latest and greatest at Next Level Guitar. I'm David Taub. Hope this has helped you. Good luck. Play lots of instruments. Remember, when buying an instrument, most important things, in my opinion, tone, playability, craftsmanship, how well does it stay in tune. See you in the next lesson. Take care.